Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Wahara Kakadash, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, many blessings and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, the Bayaf Dawadah, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. It's going to be a real quick lesson. I did a lesson about this a day or two ago, but I came across this article, so I wanted to bring it out. Not going to be a real long, deep lesson, but just acknowledging that they know what's going on. They know that, Yahawashi is on his way back, and they have to do, so they're basically letting the public know, hey, look, these things actually exist. And although they're telling the public this, the public's still skeptical, right? Because, they do have this AI and, Project Bluebeam and all these things that are going on that are, positioned to fool the people. The truth still remains that the chariots of the Most High will come. Well, they're already here, and that they're going to position themselves for salvation and the destruction of Babylon the Great, salvation of the elect. Okay, this is from RT News. It says Trump orders Pentagon to release files on aliens and UFOs. So, I mean, that goes without saying. And right now, you got the war with Iran on the horizon. A lot of things going on spiritually right now. Things are, heating up, and it's been undeniable for a while. But now, I think that some of the public are starting to come to grips with the realization that the chariots are here, and they're a major threat. And they're here for a reason. They might not know what that reason is for, but, that's what the prophets are here for, to break that down for you. It says the U.S. president has cited tremendous interest in extraterrestrial life hours after accusing Barack Obama of leaking classified information. It says U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he will order the Department of War and other agencies to release government files related to alien life because of tremendous interest. In a Truth Social post on Friday, Trump said the records marked for disclosure would cover unidentified aerial phenomena or UAPs, and unidentified flying objects. It says, along with any and all other information connected to these highly complex but extremely interesting and important matters. We'll believe it when we see it. It says Trump made the announcement hours after accusing President Barack Obama of disclosing classified information when he suggested in a recent podcast interview that aliens were real, which for the purposes of this conversation, they're real, but they're not aliens. They're not the classically understood American version of aliens. These are the men of the Lord. These are men, okay, all right, that are coming in coming as terrestrial beings, meaning they're going to have their spiritual bodies. All right, they're going to be coming with Yahawashi. Okay. And needless to say, they're not going to be happy when they get here. Okay, it's not going to be a greeting that you want. It says Obama's remarks went viral last weekend, and after podcast host Brian Tyler Cohen asked the former president whether aliens exist. They're real, but I haven't seen them. It says, Obama said, and they're not being kept in, what is it? Area 51. He know what the fuck is going on. It says there's no underground facility unless there's an enormous conspiracy and they hid it from the president of the United States. So many thoughts. I'm just going to lean on the scriptures. I could give you my understanding of things, but let's just lean upon the understanding of the scriptures, man. These people are full of shit. And they like to play games. So let's just go with the scriptures. Okay, this is Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. It says, the Lord Yahawah is among them as in Sinai and in the holy place. It says, thou hast ascended on high, thou hast led captivity captive, and hast received gifts from men, yea, for the rebellious also, and that the Lord Yahawah, thy power, might dwell among them. Blessed be the Lord Yahawah who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the Most High of our salvation. Salah. Yeah, that's right. So those chariots are going to come many. And guess who's going to be in the midst of them? Yahawashi. Okay? Yahawashi is going to be in the midst of these chariots. And he's going to be the main one leading the revolution. Okay? This is Revelation 19:11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. His eyes were like the flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, which is talking about his rank, all right, his rank and leadership, which is the top. Okay, it says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High. It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, which a white represents pure and horses mean power. Okay, white represents purity, and the horse represents power. So you have pure power. Okay, it says, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. It says, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with an iron and with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress and fierceness and wrath of the Most High power. And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That's his rank. Okay, that is his rank. So when he leads into battle, he's leading as a general. Okay, the top general. Okay, Yahawashi is not messing around. Okay, hold on. Salakia. All right, so hold on 1 second. And the Lord is raising up, as you can see right now. They're starting to acknowledge the truth of the matter. Back in the article, it says Area 51 refers to a classified U.S. Air Force site in Nevada that has long been the focus of conspiracy theories, alleging the government conducts secret research there and stores extraterrestrial materials and technology. We don't quite know. But we know that they're up to some no good there, okay? I would say more like Project Bluebeam, but that's just my conjecture, right? So these devils, you best believe they nervous, okay? You best believe they nervous. There's no way that they can see the pure power that Yahawashi possesses. They see them chariots coming and how they move and how they dart and how they stop on a dime and they can just elevate, rotate, no propeller, So, Salakia. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grab Daniel. Salakia. This is Daniel 7 and 10. I'll start at 9. All right, because Yahawashi is sending his son back in a gigantic fellowship. Okay, and these devils know what's going on. This is Daniel 7 and 9. It says, and I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and his hairs of his head were like the pure wool. His throne were like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. And those wheels are talking about his chariots. Okay. It says a fiery stream issued. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and tens of thousands times tens thousands stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, which the beast is talking about the EU and NATO, led by the whore Babylon, which is America. It says, and his body destroyed and given into a burning flame. It says, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season at a time, which we're in that season at a time right now. It says, I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, which are the chariots, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, and that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And so, like, hey, it's going to be a forever kingdom, an everlasting kingdom. And so now they're getting nervous and they're worried about the blowback. So they're trying to come out with this article and say, hey, look, these things, these things are real, and they're against us. So we have to all fight together. They're going to try to fool, everyone. We're going to have to come together and stop these things. But we're not stopping anything. Those are the chariots of the Most High, and we're rooting them on. Okay, you're the enemy. All right. It says Trump said he would direct the Secretary of War and other officials to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, and unidentified flying objects, UFOs. He noted that the decision was driven by a tremendous interest in the subject without elaborating. So, you already see where these devils, you see where they're obviously trying to go. They're trying to get around the obvious. They're trying to broach the subject without having to explain it. But the Lord is going to show it. He's going to show that you don't know what you're talking about, and he's going to expose you all at once and destroy you. Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying robe. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying robe. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said I unto him, then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side and on according to it, and everyone that sweareth that should be cut off on that side according to it. And I will bring it forth. And I will bring it forth, saith the Lord Yahawashi, by power, the Lord Yahawah. And it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. So, yeah, these devils know what time it is. I'm going to go ahead and close out. All right, so through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, I pray this lesson was edifying. I just wanted to bring this out real quick. Shalom to your elect. Yahawashi, all praises, glory and honor to Yahawashi. Shalom to your elect.